Welcome to AlleyOopDunks. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Konstantinos. Welcome everyone to a Final Four edition for AlleyOopDunks. I'm really keen to see, Konstantinos, what's your opinion? Who is the favorite for the title?
Well, in my opinion, and throughout the season, we have seen many teams perform in a high level in Euroleague. But one team that stood out is Olympiacos. They have an amazing chemistry. The players know their roles on the court, and I believe also they have the coach of the year based on the Euroleague awards. So they have a very good technician on the bench. So in my opinion, Olympiacos is the favorite to win it all.
Okay.
Also, it, just to add that is coming through a tough series versus Fenerbahce, so it shows the character of that team.
Yeah, I mean, just to say, but Sokas, I think definitely deserves the Coach of the Year. We talked about this in a previous episode before the awards. Just before your tone gave some kind of question around this. Um, he deserved it because Olympiacos were playing the best basketball this year. Very nice off-ball movement, very nice ball movement. Also tough defense. But in my opinion, Final Four is something different. I believe that the the roster is very crucial. The adjustments that the manager can do during a game are important, but mainly I think you need also players that can carry the team over. So although I would say that Olympiacos would be the favorite for me if we were having a series of finals,
Mhm.
the same way we have playoffs, I think that actually is kind of um, it, maybe I would say 33% between Barça, Monaco, and Olympiacos. I don't think Real. I mean, they are really the underdog. If you think about the problems they have with injured players or with players being out for disciplinary reasons, for example, not having Deck, not having Yabusele makes you very weak, especially defensively on four position. Um, and we also know that probably Tavares don't have behind him the French
Poirier.
center. Korea, correct. So I can't really see a way that Real will win that game. I believe most probably um, Barca with Mirotic can go on through the final, and definitely we'll see quite many tricks defensively from Chus Mateo in order to manage to be able to stop Mirotic. Potentially, we'll have to use quite a lot Radov, Hanka, even Cornelius sometimes to cover. Or it could maybe use Tavares, let's say, high in the paint to try to block ways. Um, but I think Barca has the guards to take advantage of the situation. Also, Mirotic can easy sail the ball outside, and you have the snipers like Abrines and
Courage.
uh, Kuris exactly. So I think it's going to be a really difficult game for Real if Barca can manage to control the rhythm of the game.
Yeah.
So from this side,
Mhm. On
yeah,
the
I
other
think
hand, we
Barca
have
is
to
sort of
see. Yeah. On the other hand, we have to see also the status of Vesely. Jan Vesely, he will go to Kaunas to the Final Four with the rest of the team, but he had a back injury on the last game in Spain in ACB League, so we don't know his status exactly. However, yeah, as you said, Barcelona has the has the players, has uh, you know the character to win this semifinal because don't forget this is a clásico between Barca and Real, but um in my opinion, you can never, not underestimate, but do not give chances to Real. And what I mean by that, this team throughout the years they have, let's say, the character, they have the personality. It's something. It's the team DNA that I can call it.
The winning
They
mentality, yeah.
exactly the winning mentality. That also, if you remember, throughout the season, Real Madrid didn't perform, throughout the season in the high level compared to Olympiacos, for example. Okay, and there were some, whispering about choose Mateo as a coach and everything. But look at where Real Madrid is now. Real Madrid is on the final four with choose Mateo on the back, on the side of the bench. So who can say now that choose Mateo did not have a good season overall so far?
Would have he been in the playoffs if it wasn't for Yule and Panther getting into that fight? I'm not sure. I
Well,
think,
in my opinion, and because we have discussed about this, in my opinion, I think Partizan would have been to Final Four if not that incident occurred
yeah.
on that game, on the second
I,
game.
I, I just wanna, yeah, I definitely agree, and we see that in Game Five. Like the franchise players, they get out and they carry you in the crucial moments. And that is very, very important also in a Final Four. I definitely agree. But going back into the Vesely comment, I think Vesely will be crucial for the final if Barca really goes there. Probably from the semi-final, I think Sanli is going to be key because
Hmm.
he's one of the centers that can really drag out Tavares
Hmm.
in the defense and potentially open more space for his teammates.
Hmm.
I think Sanli could be a key, maybe an X factor, same way as he's been an X factor before with the first in the final four.
Yeah.
And then going on to the other brackets of the first game, I
Hmm.
think that should be absolutely epic because we have probably the best chemistry team versus the team with the players with a high star quality. So, James, Lloyd, or Kobo can take a game themselves if they, if they explode. And also you have elite defenders as Diallo or
John
John
Brown.
Brown.
Hmm.
Um, so that would be, although we all say Olympiacos is the favorite, I think that is a very, very difficult game.
I
Um,
believe because Monaco does not have the experience from Final Four or playoff. Um, a lot of people may underestimate that team, but that team, don't forget, that lost the first game versus Maccabi, versus an experienced team, versus Maccabi, and then it went to the third game in Israel and won, and made a big win that changed the landscape of that series technically, and then went back on their home court, won the last game, and they qualified for the Final Four. So I agree with Bill. This trio on the perimeter with Okobo, James, and Lloyd, I think it can be just so dangerous for any opponent. If they catch on fire, that's it. And also they have, let's say, how can I say, the glue players like Diallo, as Bill said. Also for me, I will mention one name for this year for Monaco. I think he is the one of the variables for this team, and one of the variables is Mote Yunus. He has a very stable season so far, and he is not the main force, but he knows how to include himself on that team. Let's say, and his role he's very, very effective, and he gives a different perspective to the game of Monaco.
yeah, it's like a connection between the, stardom of the guards and the paint. Um, he's been, I think, having quality minutes all season long. Um, yeah, quite good display. Um, so I think it will be very crucial, of course, how um, Lucas is able to run the game for Olympiacos and if they can stop him. I mean, coach to this showed some weaknesses that Olympiacos may have that opposite coaches may try to to target. So potentially defensively, Slukas may be targeted quite a lot. Uh, so I think it's going to be a tough, very good game. So just to recap, I think it's there probably 51-49 for Olympiacos to go to the final.
Mhm.
I I really believe Barca will take the other semi-final, and then I would go with the underdog. Um, if I can say underdog, Barca is underdog. Probably Barca because I can see if they have also Vesely healthy, I think they have solutions for every position. They do play also amazing defense, and I think potentially is the time for Mirotic um, to to get the championship that he came for. But in any case, I think it will be really exciting. Long
Yeah,
weekend.
that's true. This weekend will be very very um enjoyable for the basketball fans. But I believe, yeah, I believe Slukas is a key element for Olympiacos' success in this Final Four. If Olympiacos wants to win it all, then Slukas has to be up to the highest performances that he's able to give. Don't go far away. Go against Fenerbahce. He had the huge game, and then Olympiacos is a totally new team. Even without Vezankov going crazy like in the regular season, with a good performance from Slukas, Olympiacos is a different team in my opinion. Um, but
Who would
again,
you give an MVP? So you gave Olympiacos, right? So who would you prefer as no prefer
well,
maybe predict
well,
as MVP
eh,
Olympiacos?
you mean MVP of the Final Four, not of Euroleague MVP?
Yes, yes, for of
Yeah.
course, yes.
So from the Final Four, what I see is yeah, Olympiacos going to the final in their first semifinal, and then I also believe Barcelona will go from the second semifinal to the final, and then Olympiacos will win. That's in the championship game. That's my prediction. So for the MVP, I am between two players, and I will give also examples from the past, from previous finals.
Okay.
If Olympiacos wins it, as I predict now, I believe it will be between Vezankov and Slukas, the MVP of the Final Four. But keep in mind, we have seen in the final. I will go back now. In the
Oh,
2000,
I know for who you are going for. Maybe
I don't know. I don't know. I will give you
for
two examples.
a tall guy, a very tall guy.
No, 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 no. That
Ah,
was
okay, okay.
that was not the first Final Four that I have watched, but the one that I remember vividly. So if we go back to 2007 Final Four in Athens, the final was between Panathinaikos and CSKA Moscow. It was a great game. I think the final score, it was 90,
95, 91. I may be wrong.
something
I
like
don't know.
that.
But
Something like
Papa
uh,
Lucas was just
yeah.
brilliant.
What
Just
I
amazing.
remember, it's the score has 20 points difference. And what I mean by that, if it was 95-91, then the final in Berlin, again versus Panathinaikos and CSKA, it was 75-71. There are 20 points difference between these two finals for each team. But going back to my point, it was in 2007 Final Four. Um, Panathinaikos won the Final Four. If you remember the final, one player that did almost everything, and it was amazing. It was
So
Ramon.
93, 91
Yeah, 93
was the
91.
the score.
And in Berlin, it's
Yeah.
73 71. It's like, it told you it's 20 points difference. So if you remember the Final Four, Diamandidis won the Final Four MVP. But in my opinion, it was Siskauskas. He played so good on the final game versus Jessica. He scored, I think, 20 points, if I'm not
20.
mistaken. But he was really, really the brain, let's say, on the court. Not that Diamandidis was a bad player. No, I'm not saying something like that. But Siskauskas was on a different level on that game. So my personal opinion, I believe Siskauskas would go for it. But then they gave it to, Diamandidis won it. So that's why I give Slukas and Vezankov, because Vezankov can be the obvious, let's say, favorite to win it, the MVP. But we have to keep also Slukas on in
I
our
think
minds.
I think Yusupafol could be an X factor potentially for Olympiacos, especially if you think if they don't
Bill, Bill,
meet
Bill, Bill, Bill,
against Real.
Bill, Bill, Bill. It's not the blooper time now. You mean Mustafa Fall, no Yusufa Fall. Yusufa Fall plays for as well.
I said Yusuf, of
Yes,
course, Mustafa Fall. Yeah, I think because if it's not for Real, it's obviously the most dominant
mm,
body
yeah.
in the paint, and I think when he gets on, he plays really well. So
If
I think if Olympiacos gets go through and lift the trophy, there is a high chance that Fall is one of the contenders for the MVP final four. That is a very unpopular opinion, bro. Potentially.
yeah, but it would not surprise me because, in my opinion, the big guys play. I don't know if I say the most important. Maybe that's wrong, but they play an important role on the finals and in Final Four. And again, if I go to 2007 Final Four, I will say Dejan Tomasevic. If you do not remember how he played, just look. But he was in a different IQ and
It
basketball
was X
standards.
Factor.
He was the X factor for Panathinaikos to win it all
Mm.
versus
Okay, so,
Cesca.
so you gave Zenkov or Slukas. Cool. So for Barca, I think it would be the obvious, probably Mirotic or La Provitola potentially. Um, we'll see.
No Satoransky.
um, could also be Satoransky. I mean, that's the thing. Potentially, there are many players that could be there. Obviously, Mirotic is like Vezenkov, the two top obvious options. But yeah, in the final four, anything can happen really.
Exactly,
Uh,
because we throw out names on the table, and for example, for Barcelona, we didn't even say Vesely. Who who doesn't believe that Vesely can have a big game? He has of course, he has the quality, and he has, you know, the standards to perform. Like in the crucial game, he can be unstoppable. But who can say that Vesely cannot be the MVP? Let's say the Final Four MVP, depending his
yeah,
start.
but as you said at the start, yeah,
Yeah,
depending on
exactly,
the start,
exactly. Yeah.
we don't know about the semifinal. So I think the latest information is that he will be there and probably play.
I mean, the most
Um,
obvious also from the other teams, let's say if let's say Real Madrid and Monaco go to the final. In this case, I believe from Monaco, as Mirotic is for Barcelona. I think for Mike James is for Monaco. He will be the MVP,
yeah,
and also
or
Tavares for
Lloyd.
Real or Lloyd. Yeah, I would say these two, James or Lloyd, and for Real Madrid will be Tavares, or then
Mm.
who knows, maybe Crazy Yul will do another great game.
Yeah.
He sometimes I believe that he has some games on his pocket and say, okay, now I'm gonna do this, and he goes up for I don't know 20 points
But to
or
be
more
honest, it was Rodriguez, right?
on the semifinal. On the sorry on the playoffs versus
On the pick.
Partizan. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the last game. Just trying to see.
Mhm.
Um, I don't remember what Monaco did against Barca in case they play what was their previous games.
Oh, you mean in regular season?
In the regular season, yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see games. So
Also, we have um, to point
they
out.
lost.
Mhm.
Sorry, God.
No, I just wanted to point out that I read that I don't know. This is the first Final Four. I don't know how many years ago. For it was is the first Final Four without a Turkish team. So if you think it's many years that Fenerbahce was there, Anadolu Efes was present in Final Fours. So I think there are a lot of after many years there's no Turkish team on the final four this
Mm,
year.
yeah. Um. Yeah, and not forget that we are also not having the Russian teams
Yeah,
playing in the EuroLeague these last 2 years. So yeah, I've just checked now both games. Barcelona took them 6 points and 10 points difference. So close games both, and especially the last one. It was 63-69, very low score. Interesting. Okay.
the last game was it in Spain because I remember on that game there was an
Um.
argument with Mike James and the coach Bradovic. There was an argument. They had an
So
argument in the timeout.
so the last one was Monaco. Um. Yeah, it was there.
Okay, because they had an argument. I do remember that they had the cameras, showed that they had a heated conversation. But yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so let's go and to the section where we just do our fantasy team. Let's build it live.
just give me a moment. Yes. So
Okay.
this is our main team, our AlleyOopDunks team.
Yeah.
We
It's
yeah, mm, not good, not bad. Yeah, with the coach, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything. It was my choice. I have to say, I have to reveal this information. It was my choice. I believe the Maccabi would go through. And if you see, Baldwin did an amazing game. Had an amazing game. But
I thought
Monaco,
Maccabi will go. I thought Maccabi will go through too, but I thought it was like 50-50 still. So I
yeah,
wanted to go on with Bartzokas.
hmm yeah, Bill wanted Coach Barzokas. Yeah,
Let's go.
but
Let's go. Let's
okay,
have a clean slate.
okay. First, I will remove the players that will
I
not.
would say yeah, like, remove everything.
Everything you okay?
Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, remove everything, including Lucas.
Yeah. Yeah, I live
Um,
Slukas. No way. Okay.
um, Obviously, Poets. I think we already discussed, and for the first semifinals, we said Sarunas is the only safe
hmm
option, isn't it?
Yeah, I
So
think I think
that's a no-brainer.
that's yes. That's the from the coaches. That's the no-brainer choice to go with.
Okay. Um, would Mirotic also be no-brainer without Deck and Yabusele?
I think so. I think so. In my
There you
To be
go.
honest, from the forwards I was thinking Mirotic and then Musa because he has to do a lot of things. But let's build the team and we see if if it fits.
Mm.
Mm,
Center, we only have one, right?
Tavares. I would go
Yeah.
for fall, but yeah,
For
we can
yourself,
for
for
Mustafa.
Mustafa, for
Yeah, but
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
we can have Tavares and then see how we can build
Yeah. As I
the team.
said before, I also believe on
Mhm.
full.
For guard, top guard. I mean, do you want James or do you want to go
James,
for?
yeah,
Okay,
I think James is safe, unless it's too expensive. So we have to see potentially if we. I
so
was
let's
thinking La Provitola, to be honest, as a second guard. I don't know what you.
to be honest. I was thinking more of
Or
Okobo
or Satoras.
or Sator.
Okay, okay.
Yes, and also I always keep Sergio Yul on my mind because I know he can do a game like.
Okay.
But we can
I have
see.
an idea.
Okay,
Do you want to go by sort by
credit.
credits descent ascending? Sorry. So we have the cheapest coming up
Okay,
first.
yeah. To
Um,
build the team, let's say, and then we see how many credit
yeah.
we have. Okay. So do you want guard first? For guard and cheap,
Okay.
I will
Yeah,
say
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cannon or Yule. I'm between these two from the cheap guards.
Yeah. What about Watara? Yeah, Canon, I think, and Watara.
What are I um I believe he didn't have good games. Let me check versus Olympiacos in the regular season. He had minus 0.9 and let's see, yeah, minus 0.9 in both games.
or even in 20 minutes the last time. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we go for Kana. They definitely need that.
Okay, let me.
Should be a crucial X factor potentially.
Yeah.
Um,
So Cannon is on the bench. Should we move to forward now and go position
yeah,
by position? Okay.
yeah. Let's go. It's it for. I mean, Kuric, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Uh, like no
4.5.
brainer. I would say
Although
Curry.
Peter with 5 is also a good solution potentially. Also has the experience of Final Fours.
Alec Peters.
Yeah, but I think let's keep Kuric for now. Let's see,
Let's.
right?
Yeah, I believe Kuric is more because as you said, Abrines and Kuric will find the open shots versus Real Madrid.
Yeah. And if we go to center, I think Sanley is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we have
So Sanley,
47 for four
yeah.
positions, almost 10 credits per position, almost.
And also we can swap Tavares with Fall if we wanna,
Yeah,
change some
yeah.
positions.
We'll have four more credits, for example, in this case.
Um, okay, so let's see what we have. Credits. So we have already we said James and
Mirotic
Miro.
and Tavares.
Okay, so we need 4 positions, right?
hmm hmm
Okay.
Two guards and two
Mm,
forwards. That's what we need.
okay. What we'll start with? What is it in a player that you really believe and want?
Mm,
As you were saying, for example, Musa or Satorans
I,
or
I
Kobe.
would I would say Musa. Well, from the top forward options, we have Vezankov and Musa. These are the two options. Um, but if you see Vezankov is 18.3 credits and Musa is 15. So in my opinion, and Musa, if you see on the last game versus Partizan, in the last two games,
Yeah.
he had
Step up.
20.9 and 26.4, but that's without deck. So he had to have he will have a main role. And also, if we check in the regular season, in the first game at Barcelona, he just had one fantasy points. He didn't have a good game. Uh, but then versus Barcelona at home, he had plus 22 fantasy points, scoring 18 points and three assists, one steal. So in my opinion, I think I would go for Musa. But if you want, I can check also for Bezenkov versus Monaco. Yeah, he had
No,
plus
because I think
16
it's expensive. We have nothing else.
and then plus 7. So yeah, do you agree with Musa?
Um, Seems like a little bit expensive. If we can, potentially. Okay, let's go with Musa and maybe we can replace him.
Then, for example, you want La Provitola from the guards.
Um, Between Okobo and La Provitola, I think it's important that La Provitola is 9.8 only, right?
Yes, and La Provitola versus Real Madrid, he had 9.9 in the first game at home court, fantasy points, and then
Six,
six
yeah, six.
fantasy points. Compared
Yeah.
to, let me check, Elio Kobo, he had 30.8 fantasy points versus Olympiacos in the first game in Piraeus, and 12.1 fantasy points versus Olympiacos in Monaco with 6.6 rebounds, 7 assists. So he has more um, a bigger impact on the team in assists and also rebounds compared to La Provitola.
What about Sato?
Satoransky. So he had 24.2 in the first game versus Real Madrid in Barcelona's home court. and then he had 17 at Real Madrid, 17 fantasy points. So it's a
Very
good
good.
option.
I was just checking La Provitola against Real in the Spanish league.
Hmm.
On the first game, he had 19 points and 6 assists, so plus 14. And in the last game, on the 16th of April, he
Hmm.
had 14 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. So he had 21 fantasy points. So two different versions of the version of the asset by way better from the version of Euroleague.
True.
Um, so
We can try
uh,
with La Provitola and see how the team feels, and then we can, if we have more credits, we can see if we can bring, for example, Okobor or Satoransky.
yeah,
Because with La
okay.
Provitola, we have 22.2 remaining fantasy points. That means that we can give 11.1 in one guard and one forward.
So forward, I mean, everyone's playing the same day, so we don't have that issue.
Exactly. We
So,
don't have
so
that
it's not
word.
like we need 2 or 3 good forwards just to make sure
Yeah.
we
Ex-
make it.
for-
I mean, we already
Yeah.
have.
Like for example,
Ah,
just now, I'm gonna make an assumption or a case.
so we
If
yeah,
we
go for it.
if we bring Hezonia, let's say, because someone has to bring up the score for Real Madrid, then with 9.7 credits, that means that we will save almost two, and we can give 13 for a guard, and that guard can be Satoransky, or I don't know if we have the money, we can bring Slukas as well, depending who we want.
So we get Satoransky.
Yeah, for sure. I think that works with Satoransky. Yeah, because we have
So that
10.2.
means you put Satoransky or Sanli as the sixth player, and you have in the
Yeah.
Kanan and Kuric, yeah, down.
Yeah, for example, then I can change to 2-2-1 the system, and Musa Mirotic here, and then I can have La Provitola 6 man. Or if we want Hezonia, we can put Hezonia, for example. But I
So
think this
forward,
team looks, yeah.
so forward. Then if he's the last one, we can have Papa Nicolau.
Oh yeah, we can bring
Um,
Papa Nicolau as well if you prefer him.
I mean,
For
yeah,
zero
obviously it's
point,
between these two.
yeah, for 0.1, we cannot bring Diallo if you wanted Diallo.
No, I think yeah, someone has to score, and Hezonius
Well, Hezonia had a good
didn't
game.
have the best of the game.
Yeah,
So the games, but
best of the series. Yeah. Let's see. In the regular season versus Barcelona, he had 10 fantasy points in Barca's home court, and then zero fantasy points at Real Madrid's home court. So
and Papa Nicolau had minus in the first game versus Monaco, and +5 on the second one. So
-3, yeah, and yeah, +5. If we do not want to go for one of these two, we can go for less money forward, less credits. I'm sorry, but I don't know in this case who we can bring.
so you
Like
could bring
John Brown.
instead of Musa, you could bring Vezenkov and Tariq Black instead of Musa. But I don't know. Would prefer Musa and Hezonia or Vezenkov and Tariq Black.
I uh,
I I would think more Musa and
I
Hezonia.
think Musa to me, I believe Musa will have a good game because he needs to have a Real Madrid needs Musa to have a good game. So I would go for Musa definitely.
I
Um,
think Musa Hezonia probably. Yeah, let's go for that.
yeah, Musa Hezonia I think is the best
And the
option.
question is, who do you leave out of the sixth? I think I would leave it as is.
But
La Provitola over Hezonia, or you prefer Hezonia over La Provitola?
I don't know. I want to try something, but I don't know if how it will look. If instead of La Provitola, because if we have La Provitola and Satoransky, we believe both of them will have good game, right?
Or one of them at least will have good
Or one
games,
of
so
them.
we got
One
the
of
one that has.
Yeah, that's true. Let me check something because I'm just want to check him
Mhm.
versus Lucas versus Monaco. 18 on the first game, 9 on the second. Okay. But if we have Slucas, then we have 6.6. Then we have to go for Abrinas, for example.
That Abrinas, I believe, would have a potentially good game. At least should have the space
It should, yeah, that's true.
for it.
I was thinking Jordan
Um,
Lloyd as well, but then we go too much into we have James and Lloyd, but I don't know if we have then Abrinas, for example. Yeah, 14. I think we can have even yeah we can have Lloyd. So it can be Lloyd or Lucas and Abrinas or Hezoni and La Provitola, whatever works better.
I think Lucas Abrinas potentially have more upside, right?
I believe so,
Or
because
Lloyd.
or
Lloyd
Lloyd.
or Lucas, whatever you want. Yeah.
Mm,
Abrinas, I think it's probably a lock.
Abrinas is a lock because him and Kuric will have the shots. But I believe if we
Yeah,
have Slukas or Lloyd, that's my uh, let's
yeah,
say
that's a
that's my
very tough
dilemma.
one.
Let me check.
Very tough because we know all the defense
James
will
had
be
26.4 points versus Olympiacos and then 8.8 in the second game. But then
James stage.
Lloyd had 7.7 on the first when James had the 26 fantasy points, and then on the second, he was injured. He didn't
He,
play.
yeah,
But if you see, when in the when
I mean, yeah,
he had a very good series, and in the games actually that was not good, then the games Maccabi won that game.
and that's what I meant before. He was the one. He was very crucial in all the wins. As you can see, he has very good games in the three wins that send them to the final.
Exactly.
Oh, it's such a difficult decision.
I
I
know.
guess
hmm
we can we can choose one, and the other one we get him in our second team.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And which one would you want? You want Lloyd or Lucas?
In
I
this
think
case,
by putting Lloyd, I think it's a better idea because you, at least if James doesn't perform, probably Lloyd will perform, so you're more protected there.
exactly. And I think these two they have to perform. They have to step
Yeah.
up in this game. So I believe I will
Yeah.
go for Lloyd. So that's
Okay. That's
that.
it.
I think that team looks with Mirotic as captain. Do we agree, or do
I
we?
think. Yeah.
Okay, I think the team. Let me save it, just in case.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think
It's
that team looks very
ready
strong
for fight.
and ready for yeah, ready for Final Four this team.
However, if Barcelona doesn't play well this group,
Yeah. Should we
like
go
we
to
are half
the
Barcelona.
to the
Yeah.
team
Let's go
team
the second.
value as well? So
Yeah. Let's do that.
let's clear again the deck.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we are keeping the same coach.
Yeah, we can have the same coaches. The coach is not in the rule. We cannot have similar players in both teams. So now we have 102 credits to build the team.
Okay. Let's start with Fall and Lucas as our pillars.
True.
Also, we
Mm,
didn't have a Zenko team.
yeah, I can. We
Would
can
the
put
other
them.
is Barca? Would that be Olympiacos team?
I think. Well, depending the case, because here now, well, let's on the second sender. I am, to be honest, I was thinking of Moteyunas, but also Donta Hall can have a good game. I think this year he had 5.5 fantasy points on the first game and 4.4. Let me see.
Problem is we don't have enough credits, so I would go with the
Yes,
cheaper.
Yeah, Montayunas, no, it's so if we go for a more cheap option, and based on the fact that Sanlin's on the first team, should we go for Cornelia in this case, or do you want?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we don't have enough credits to be honest in this team compared to the
See,
other.
we're
We
already
already
down to
have.
51, so we
Yeah,
might
we may have to.
we might have to,
We might
yeah,
send
to
the tank of.
yeah, Vezankov out, or don't have Cornelia and have another center because it's not that
Mm,
many
mm,
fantasy points that they can give. Let's say.
that's
Uh
true. So we could actually put which one? Nancy or
yeah, I believe.
Nan or Nan, yeah, maybe from Real
Yeah,
because we yeah, Poirier is
yeah,
not playing, so maybe
yeah.
let's get him with 4.1 credits.
And he played in the last game and had 6.6 fantasy points in a game that
Yeah,
Poirier was absent as well.
he had to put him in. Yeah.
Hmm?
Um. Okay, perfect. So
Then if we go for the guards again with less credits
wait,
first,
did we
yeah,
put La Provitola before?
what?
No.
No,
Okay, so to,
i-
yeah, let's get
we put Satoransky and Lloyd.
yeah. Okay, so we need another forward potentially. Since Nadia, of course, is in the bench.
Can I
So
add one player in this team?
yes,
I believe
please.
I believe he will have a good game. Can I add Sergio Yul? He has
Sure.
4.8.
Yeah, go
I
for it.
mean,
Go for
it's
it.
it's from the for the bench. He can be the sixth one depending the rest of the team. But I mean, it's one of the lower credits. So
Yeah, for the credits, definitely. I was thinking also Rodriguez, but for the yeah, definitely agree. And then we need some forwards. We need another forward.
Rudy or Kozer from less credits. I mean,
Did we put Hezonia before or not?
no, we put Abrines.
So we then put Hezonia.
Okay, let me. Yeah, now we have 29.9 for three players.
Okay. I mean, we put Abrines and Kuric. I think Peters could potentially be
I
in a
think
similar position from number four for Olympiacos as a
yeah,
stretch four,
one, but
and it's
yeah,
only five red.
and he have 12 fantasy points versus Monaco, so he can be that stretch four. Because
Yeah. We said this is Olympiacos team, isn't it?
yeah, I think let me change the coach to Coach Barjokas just to make sure. So we have 24.9 for two players. That's good. So we can go for a top guard, let's say, if we want. If
Yeah.
we
Or
want
yeah. Have a,
Okobo or oh sorry, James Lloyd and Satoransky are on the other team, so we can have Okobo if you prefer.
there is also Diallo available with 10.3.
I believe that we can have both.
Mm.
I believe
Which one did you say? Sorry?
if we have Diallo, then we can have also Okobo from the top guards,
We
and we
can.
have 3.1 to spend, so we can upgrade one player if we want, one position.
Yeah, that looks good. Um, so would that be the last center, or would that be a different player? Sub, sub
Well, I think for Sanders, if we can have
No,
Toby, for example,
let's
I
stay.
believe, yeah, let's stay with NDA.
Yeah, try
I
to
th-
upgrade someone else.
I think guards Okobos, Lucas Laprovitola, I think is good. These three are will remain. Do you want to have someone else instead of Peters or Yule? I can, we can check. Like instead
So
of
if you take out Yul, you have what then?
so instead of Peters, for
Have
example,
three-
no, I think Peters is a better option from the remaining.
no, no. I think we'll leave Peters.
So for Yule, then we can have Sergio Rodriguez if you want, for example. We can go up to 7.9. So for 0.1, we cannot have Yukubaitis, for example, if you wanted him. He had a good series versus Zalgiris
True.
players.
Yeah, it's up to you. I leave it on you if you prefer Rodriguez or you. I mean, um,
Well, let's be like.
Rodriguez with the last two games show that he's still even at his age an
I,
elite guard if he plays 20
so
15 20.
I believe you only for this because he had 19 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal versus Barcelona on the second game. But the first game he had zero. So I don't know. We can have and let me check versus yeah versus Partizan. I think um, Sergio Rodriguez had the better series. But we can go for Sergio. They will need a good guard. It's fine. I mean, also this team looks good on the paper again.
I mean, is what we were explaining at the start. Both are two players that, although they are from the bench and they are very old, they can bring the experience and they can also carry the team.
Exactly.
Um, so you don't really know who would be the one who would do it.
Hmm.
It's, yeah, just taking a bet,
Uh,
pretty much.
who is the captain? Vezenkov?
Honestly, I would put yes, Sergio Rodriguez out there.
Sergio Rodriguez as a captain?
Oh no, 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 no! I was thinking between
Oh,
Sergio and Rodriguez.
ah,
Um, yeah, obviously. So you have, I don't know.
it's more
That's a tough
this
one.
yeah, that's a tough one. This option for captain is more open, let's say, because you have Vezenkov, Slukas, Fall, Okobo. These four can definitely be they can have big game. I'm between Vezenkov and Slukas, to be honest, and I don't know why, but I am more on Slukas because he has the Final Four experience. Of course,
Okay,
Vezenkov.
I was thinking about Fall.
Fall, okay, we can leave Fall.
But what has he done with?
Let me see. Versus Monaco this season, regular season, he had +8 the Olympiacos home court and +17 in Monaco. I think Slukas, we checked it earlier. In Monaco, he had +9, and in Olympiacos home court, he had +18. And
Okay, so that's a
Vezenkov,
very tough.
Vezenkov did not have a good game, both games. He had +16 with in Olympiacos home court and +7. So you see it's more open. Because, for
Mm,
example, Okobo versus Olympiacos, he had 30.8 in the first game in Olympiacos home court and 12.1. So based on the regular season, Okobo had better regular season games.
yeah, but that's a problem we said before. You have three guards.
Exactly.
You
So
can be all.
yeah, they can.
I mean,
Mhm.
we can go with the obvious that is Vezenkov, and at least we can say
Yeah,
it was obvious and okay, we were unlucky.
yeah, that's true. I think also this team is very, even if it has more players from Olympiacos, if you see, it has also Diallo, Okobo, and La Provitola, and Hezonia is on the bench. So again, this team has 7 very good players as well, plus Rodriguez and Diane Peters, of course.
Let's see. Let us know, guys. What was your choice? Who is your captain, and who you see lifting this final four? Who is your potential MVP? And you can, send us a comments and even post your teams in Twitter.
Yes, please. We want to hear your feedback because at the end is a final four and basketball is what matters. Hopefully, we have a good semifinals. Imagine both semifinals go up to the last shot. That will be the best thing for the basketball fans. But we're looking forward to watch this final four and leave your feedback and also your teams.
Yeah, and I think potentially we'll see how Friday is going, but I'll try to see if there is a way that we can actually project in. in the community the final four games. So it can be like a chat forum. So I'll have to see how is that possible because I haven't done it before.
Well, that's a nice idea, but we will see if that option. If we will do something like that, then we will let you know, of course, guys, and then we
Okay.
can watch it all together.
Brilliant. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully your team goes on all the way.
Yeah, true.
Enjoy basketball.
Enjoy basketball. See you guys next time. Bye bye.